this goes. I got my daughter in the background. Let's see if she behaves. But hi, Gemini. Welcome to June 2022. Happy birthday to you. This is June to early July, of course. Now, when I sat down and I was like, all right, let's do Gemini's reading, I kept getting like this little vision of this black little blob with legs. It felt a little like parasite-y. So, is there a little annoyance in your life, Gemini? Oh, well, that one popped out. Okay, that's probably why. Do you have a little bit of like the mind bug? Something bothering you? Like gravitating around your mental state right now because you're trying to figure something out and it just seems like it's taking forever and everything is draining your energy. It's like you keep forgetting shit. You can't get shit done. That's annoying. But let's just squash that. So let's just keep going. Yeah, no, so far I just feel like if I am to tap in, if I am Gemini speaking, I feel like I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot on my plate. I don't really feel like doing any of it, but I'm going to do it, and it's just making me overwhelmed. Something's making you really overwhelmed because the more and more that you do, Gemini, it seems like the further and further something gets pushed away. Like you're at a race with no finish line. You're not really seeing the benefits of anything that you're doing. And conversation-wise, especially, which I do feel like it's going to change, so don't get me wrong. I feel like soon that's going to change. If you're having communication problems with somebody and it feels like it's just running around and round in circles, that is going to change for you. Don't you worry, your pretty little mind. It's going to change for you. So if things seem like stale or you feel like you're not getting through to someone, don't waste your time with it right now. Put it on the back burner for a little bit and just focus on yourself because it seems like the days are just dragging their ass. And it just doesn't feel like anything's quite getting done. Like there's more obstacles and challenges rather than there's like good days. If that's like, I don't know, like, so like where are my blessings at? But like I said, this energy is going to fade here very, very soon. So I'm not trying to like pop into this reading being all negative and shit. I'm really not. But like I said, I didn't say that, but there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, right now it's almost like I feel like I don't know who I am oh God, I don't even know where that came from, Gemini, but for some of you, definitely feel like you're at a stale space. Sorry, I swore I just heard someone walk in my door. You feel like you're at a like stalemate, that's the word, stalemate, and you can't really see the end of the tunnel, but there is light there. So just keep doing what you're doing. Okay, if there's any like, and I don't really suggest this, but if you have like very important things, decisions that need to be made right here and now, wait a week or two and then continue forward with all of those things. Like you don't have to rush anything right now. Take your time. And again, it keeps coming back to the communication thing. And a lot of you guys, there is someone in particular who is driving you up the wall, who is making your anxiety really bad. You don't know how to approach certain situations because you don't feel like this person wants to talk about it or wants to work through anything. So you're like, whatever, I'm just going to push it off to the side, yada, yada, yada. If it's not important to you, it's not important to me. And we don't want to feel like that because that's going to eventually make us feel like we are less than or not important enough to figure things out civilly. Or like, you know, to be civil and civilized. And yeah, you got a lot of people that are just like coming through who are really making things more difficult for you than what they have to be. So let's just get like a little word of advice here on how exactly to deal with that, because I feel like either you're just getting frustrated No, this is literally what I'm saying. I'm saying like Gemini keeps trying to and has been trying to approach a situation by being communicative and being like the bigger person and trying to talk and talk and talk about it, and you're not being heard. You're not being heard. Someone doesn't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about it. We'll deal with it later. We'll deal with it later. And you're like, all right, fine. You know what? Let's deal with this later and blah, blah, blah. And then you start getting all, you know, like everything that was in your head unorganized starts spewing out from your mouth. And then people are like, oh my God, Gemini, like you're being nuts. And you're like, I'm not being nuts. Like, I've been saying this over and over again. I feel like I'm going around in circles with you, and I'm not being heard. So please, 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 if you are in that situation, you need to express that you feel like you are not being heard. And it doesn't mean you have to, like, freak out. And I don't know if it was you that had a similar reading to this, like, last month. So I don't know if I did these too soon and, like, shit's just not rolling over yet. Althea? Sorry, my daughter's 11 months old, so if she's bothering you, I apologize, but actually, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, Gemini, we're back. And I got a sweatshirt on because I got unusually cold, even though I was like burning up in all the last videos. So I don't know if you're feeling a little like standoffish, a little cold to people, but hey. So there is like one thing that you really, really, really want to happen. Let's just get to that first. Okay, so so not to repeat myself, but there's something that you really, really want to happen. And you've made multiple attempts and you've extended yourself and your energy into this thing or into this person, into this situationship, relationship, whatever it may be. But it doesn't pop off the way you want it to. Like, I feel, Gemini, that either you're missing like a spark with someone, you want to get closer to them, and you actually do like want to communicate, which makes a lot of sense because, hey, we're in Gemini. Like, it doesn't even have to always be about bad issues. That's just the way things pop up when conversations get started. And that's why I feel like you personally feel like you're having such troubles with communicating yourself, and then when you try, it gets shot down. And that's not even what you were going for in the first place, right? So you're like, everything's kind of testing your patience, which again is going to be okay because that energy is going to shift and it's going to change. There's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's like, what do we do to get things popping? Because I definitely feel like you are at a standstill, which you don't really know what to do now because all your other attempts to make something happen, to get what you want, to get what you need, and it's almost like physically as well. So get out of here, fly. And like sexually, like especially sexually, and the communication is off, especially obviously in relationships, and you want to pop that off, right? Like you want to get things rolling. So, and it will. Like I said, in a few weeks, I feel like this energy for you is going to shift. So just hang in there. I know, I feel like this reading seems really boring, and I just feel like, not saying your life is boring, but I just feel like everything is going around and around and around in circles, even with this reading. Like, I keep constantly repeating myself. There's so much I have to say to you, but it's really hard to stay on track, if that makes any sense. So I understand, I get it, if that's what you're going through. Give it a week or two, and that's going to change. And when it does change, so here's that future, you know, that's you right then and there. Okay, so when we tap into the future, which what it's all about, we get a lot of love coming in. We get unconditional, pure love, that I want to be naked around you 24/7 kind of love. And it's natural, if that makes any sense. It's more natural. It's more peaceful. It's more gentle and warm, where I just want to be snuggled up with you by the fire kind of thing, but a little bit less romantic. It's more on like a friendly basic, but it's still really, really nice. It actually makes you feel really good because it's going to give you that confidence boost as well. Okay, like, and this could be in any area, don't get me wrong, but the energy is going to change, or it becomes lighter and more comforting and more loving. And well, yeah, I guess that makes sense because we're going into fucking Cancer, right? They're nurturing, and yeah, so like your needs are going to be met. I do say though, if you do not want a baby at this time, to please be careful because it is in the cards. So if you don't want children, be careful. Use the precaution. Okay, so, but what the good news is, let's just kind of like wrap it all up and genuineize everything. So right now, we already know where we're at. Everything seems stale. You feel like you're going in circles, but then coming in is this new energy. It almost feels like a refresh button on your life. It's a little, someone goes and just clicks that button. Everything becomes lighter. It becomes more peaceful. That little bug that was crawling all over you turns into a beautiful butterfly. Things seem more real. They seem more genuine. Things are truthful. Things become very light, very lighthearted, very loving. The people around you just end up getting nicer, which is a good change from like the beginning of this reading to your last reading. It like, you know, even like sex becomes a little bit more meaningful, where it's not like you schedule it on the clock. It becomes like, ooh, it starts off with a nice genuine kiss, and then it gets in some cuddles and then massages, and we know what happens from there. And your whole world changes. So please, Gemini, just give it a few weeks. And if you feel like you need to push things off, or other people feel like they need to push things off with you, just let it happen through this time, because when that energy changes, the conversations are going to lighten up so much more, that where if you were to initiate the conversations now, they're almost painful and like they just become irritating, or it feels like you're going nowhere, and that makes you feel like kind of a turd sandwich. Am I right? Like you feel like you don't have worth, or you don't mean as much, which isn't the case. Okay, so I just want you to know that that is not the case. All right, some people, yes, genuinely might be assholes, Gemini, like that's just how it is. But with this new energy rolling through and everything being so lighthearted and loving, it's going to change for you. And then there's going to be like all of these new beginnings. Like I said, some of you guys might be getting pregnant, some of you guys might be giving birth. A new person might even walk in, but if, you know, and again, I feel like this has a lot to do with love going into, you know, that end of June, early July. It has a lot to do with like the romance area and just general connections with people. Everything becomes like way more beautiful. Like everyone's just sweeter, they're nicer, you know, good things happen. Conversations go really smooth. They don't lead into any arguments. Okay, so just roll with it through right now. I know it's annoying and I know it gets difficult, but let's go ahead and pull your oracle card. This is an overall advice card, Gemini. I apologize though in advance if I'm like all over the place with your reading and keep repeating myself. I just really want to, it's just like I want to make my point known, yes, but at the same time, like, I feel like I have to go back and say what I already said, which is really weird because usually I'm like pretty on track with this, at least with all the other readings I was. So that's just how I feel like your life is going. But it's gonna change. So let's pull that advice card, Gemini. This is the advice you should take. It's gonna make things smoother, easier for you. This could just be something you need to hear, clarify, you know, prove. I don't know. We're gonna see. So Gemini, 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 June, July. Yeah, this is what I like. So hopefully you guys all made it to the end of this reading and didn't lose me. Okay, so we have Venetian. Oh, that's like Taurus, Libra, love. That's Venus, baby. Rolling into that love. So rolling into the love. Literally the words on here, romance, soulmates, empathy, and that's where it's all leading to. Maybe right now you just had to experience something so you know what to do, what not to do, the proper ways to communicate with the people you are genuinely around or currently around right now. That is very important, especially in relationships, because we get to the point where, you know, we meet someone new, everything's hot and heavy, everything's fun, and then it's time to actually learn who that person is, right? So that's kind of the state where you are now, and you're having to find your love language. Am I wrong? No. Love language is very important, and that is like an overall message. And then once you find that, and once you get that down, and once you are, you know, accepting and know the do's, the don'ts, and that other person knows your do's and don'ts, things become so much more receptive and loving and genuine and truthful. Good. That makes me happy. So that was your reading. That was your reading, Gemini. I really hope that makes sense. If it resonates with you and you just like the reading, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I really, really, really appreciate that. If you want to talk about it or you want to let me know about your situation, I also love that too. Like, I love hearing about what's going on with people. So please feel free to comment below. And I hope everybody enjoys their beautiful summer. And I will see you next time.